So here we are, a bit more work done. So we've got the lights, we've added the orange strobe up here. We've done some piecing back of some interior just so we can get some cable runs. Got the charge indicator here, battery monitor there, 12-volt panel, high-low range, speedo, horn and indicators, four-wheel drive, headlights and forward and reverse. Switch has been swapped out to one that's more heavy duty and will last a lot longer and is actually working correctly. And we've got the four Anderson plugs. Started to move the cables away from the drive shaft. I'm going to be putting a pin in down there to hold them away from the drive shaft there. And we're going down here, looking at some. So here's your custom battery boxes I've seen. This is where the charger is going, just sitting on this plate, being bolted down to that shortly. And we're just going through there, run the cabling. So we're just trying to get some cable runs, etc. Place some pieces back in there. We've changed the headlight globes to LEDs, so might as well. Everything else is LED. Just reduce some of the consumption. We've put the original charger back in just due to the communication issue. I spent too long trying to repair and get around, so let's just get rid of that. Tied up some of the wiring back here. It's still a bit of a mess, but do some slightly better runs later on. We'll just do the first test drive soon. So, done that. We've had a look from the other side. So from the cockpit view, essentially. I've got the other battery box down here once this plate's mounted. And then we've added the tray back on. Wired up the lights a bit just so we can get some information on the room. Don't have to deal with back here. Obviously that dirt line is where the tray stops, so it's good information. And we've done the rest of the wiring tidy up down there. So there we go. We've got some cables through there. We've got a bit of space in the back there that I didn't think we'd had, so that's alright. Got the plugs to the cables back here. Got the Anderson plug just hanging for now. Now we have everything fitted back there, we can know where to put it. Obviously, I've got a few space issues that the boxes are slightly larger than the design due to this extra rim and extra thickness that the designer or the maker decided on. So that's what that's looking like. And we'll quickly go over to the 2P setup. So I've charged all the batteries at 1P to 3.6 or 3.5 volts. Now we're charging them up at 1P with their BMS, and now we're starting to charge them up at 2P. So I'll just remove that for a second. And you can see just the basic wiring setup at 2P. Now this will be 2 times 4P, so it'll be the same amount of batteries with double the amount of parallel connections. And there's a space in here which originally was meant to go for the BMS, but I've decided against that due to the heat. It's being mounted on the outsides here onto an aluminium plate separated from the actual battery box. So there'll be heat compound added to the back of that aluminium plate. Space actually into the vehicle, and there'll be copper bus bars hanging out through here for the terminals. So positive will be coming out the front here, negative will be coming out the back here. So they'll be completely separated and very unlikely to be touched. Plus with the 4P setup, it'll be slightly different. So we'll see how we go. There you go. So that's the one. And there'll be another one added in. There's in there. And because of the controller, we've got a little bit less room on this side, so the box is coming further out, as you can see in there. So there you go. And tidy up some of these cables and drag them up to this bracing up here, get them out of the way, move some of the boxes. So there'll be some little jiffy boxes type things mounted at the back here for controller cut-offs and solenoids and all the other extra bits and pieces, shunts, etc. Just to keep them as clean as possible. So there you go.